Excitement, but with lots of strings attached, is how to best describe today's action, and sumo culture in general, built around unbending respect for seniority, rank, and past achievements over the here and now. With 33-year-old Kyokushuho, it's worse than the Emperor's new clothes. Nakedly obvious to himself, let alone us, that he no longer belongs in Division 2. It is not exciting to keep him there. 15 more days of this, anyone? Yet, as a loyal salaried-level servant of 10 years, sumo chiefs are loath to drop him with a thud. 4 hungry Division 3 men have been keen to take his rank, but, at the expense of our excitement, none have been allowed to face him. Thus, for the third bout this week, did less decorated Chura no Umi carry his load against leading salary chaser Kotokuzan. Make that 4 bouts this week, for that one was drawn. Chura no Umi has clearly bounced back from his injury in May, and has well deserved his survival. But the other winner here is Kyokushuho, who now knows that just one more win will stop Kotokuzan from leapfrogging him. The third-tier man best placed to rise today was Chiyo Arashi, on the division's highest rung, and guaranteed promotion with a win. But instead of Kyokushuho, he was given much higher-ranked Tohakuryu, who, while having a dreadful time of late, is not chief candidate for the drop. Excitement levels fell again. And Tohakuryu, knowing he has tomorrow's match as backup, is far more relaxed, winning in trademark style. And of course, Kyokushuho also wins, for Chiyo Arashi will now not go up. The choice for Kyokushuho's foe paid homage to the status quo. Jokoryu, unlikely to go up even with a win. And despite the bout confirming how awful the Mongolian now looks, sumo culture dictates that some greater good can come of his staying up, which may yet happen tomorrow. I think this shows not all fans agree, and that Kyokushuho is symbolic of a much wider sumo problem, which doesn't just affect promotion and demotion, but title races too. The average fan with little regard for sumo history and centuries-old precedent simply wants to see the most exciting fixtures possible. Those fixtures sumo chiefs will provide, but only on certain conditions. 1. That higher-ranked wrestlers are most respected. 2. That the title race, wherever possible, should be prolonged to the wire, lest TV ratings and ticket sales drop. The second condition influenced the call not to pair Abi with either Nishiki-gi or Nishiki-fuji until today. The hope was surely for Abi not to romp home a day early. But the gamble backfired, for that is exactly what happened. Tomorrow's Abi vs Nishiki-fuji affair is now a dead rubber. But it's the top division where cultural traits are currently most destructive, simply stamping excitement out of a perfectly good title race. a desire to uphold Yokozuna privilege means that Terunofuji could be champion without facing any of his 3 closest rivals, much to the fans' regret. Endo, who would have relished tackling him today, as in May when he won, was instead given Teru's best mate, Ichinojo, which is not the next best thing. The behemoth, just a cheap slapdown from keeping Komusubi, deployed the cheap slapdown. Such bouts illustrate the pitfalls of running a ranking system and point system in parallel. They are bound to distort one another. Like here. Title chaser Onosho also reduced to rubble by a Meisei obsessed with keeping Sekiwake. And for sumo chiefs who crave some kind of top-rank stability, that is a good outcome. But do the fans agree? Defeat for Myogiryu in this bout would thus raise the spectre of every title being settled before the final day. A ratings disaster. Around you, empty seats abound. Your employers are $80 million in debt. You don't need this win. If you are loyal Sumo Association member Shodai, what do? What choice does he have but to put the team first? And this anticlimax could have been avoided if he'd been paired with Takakeisho as planned, and the genuine title contenders set up for pot shots at the Yokozuna. Instead, Yokozuna Privilege handed Terunofuji a date with an injured Ozeki. Which was only ever going to end on his terms. And although the ending was a spectacle, thank goodness the referee got up, the match itself was not. And while we accept respect for tradition and cultural uniqueness, I find it alarming that even when confronting financial peril, no sumo chief feels able to break with the customs that are most likely turning spectators off. Look at the fixtures for tomorrow. Are they the most exciting ones we could have got? I'll be watching, and I know you'll be. Despite our gripes, we accept the total sumo package, and will always be behind the sport. But this is what the arena looks like, even with most Japanese now vaccinated. I enjoy the spacious environment, but sumo needs to fill these seats. It must be time to cut the strings.